In this video, we will be covering the DVIR or Driver Vehicle Inspection Report functionality within the Samsara driver app. Important note, U.S. regulations require that the driver file a pre-trip and post-trip inspection report for both their tractor and trailer each day that they are on duty. As you can see here, I've already logged into the app and I'm sitting in off-duty status, and I have selected my vehicle 100 as well as my trailer. To access the DVIR functionality, you would touch on the DVIR tile in the bottom portion of the app, and this will bring you into the DVIR screen. As you can see here, the last few DVIRs that you have submitted will be listed, where you can review them and they will show whether they are safe or unsafe DVIRs. To create a new DVIR, we will press the blue Create DVIR button at the bottom of the screen. And since I was in off-duty status, regulations require us to be in an on-duty status when we're doing DVIRs. So the system is going to force me to go on duty to do this report. So now in the background, I've been placed into on-duty status, and I can create my DVIR again. So I'm going to touch the blue Create DVIR. And now it's asking me for which unit am I creating the DVIR for. Am I creating it for my vehicle or my trailer? So we're going to start with vehicle. So I've selected my vehicle, and it has some pre-filled out information based on the vehicle that I've selected. And the first item that I have to choose is, am I doing a pre-trip or post-trip inspection? And in this example, we're going to do pre-trip. So I'm going to touch on pre-trip. If I would like to take photos, we can undock the tablet and use the camera icons here to take photos of the vehicle. The system will list any previous defects reported for this vehicle. In a prior DVIR, I reported that this vehicle had low fluid levels for oil. That's been resolved, and you as a driver, if you have any defects in here that you know have been resolved, you may resolve them by just clicking on the defect and putting the green checkbox to change it to resolve. So I'm going to say, yes, I replaced oil from my last inspection, so this defect is resolved. Now we reach the point where we're going to inspect the vehicle. And we touch Perform Inspection. And this will start a checklist type system where it automatically will flow through each of the categories of all the items that must be inspected for the DVIR report. So you would just start at the top, and we're going to go down through. Belt hoses are good. So any item that is good, we are going to touch the check mark, which will turn green. So as I go through and I check off the items that I've inspected, once I complete a section, it will automatically collapse that section and take me to the next section of items to be done. So I'm going to continue checking off my items. And once I reach the bottom of the screen, I'm just going to scroll up with my finger by swiping up to display the next items that need to be checked. So now you can see that I've completed 3 sections with no defects, and I'm going to continue working my way down the list. There are 18 items that have to be checked off for a vehicle. And I've now checked off my last one. I had no defects. I'm going to hit done. So that brings me back to this screen. We are on a pre-trip inspection. I checked off my previous defects, and my inspection is now done. You'll see that it says 18 of 18. So the last thing I have to do is either certify the vehicle is safe to drive or it's unsafe. In this case, it's safe to drive, and I'm going to hit Next. And finally, it's saying, are you sure you want to certify that this vehicle is safe to drive? And I'm going to hit Certify and Submit. You'll see that it shows uploading, and then it will go to Safe. Once it goes to that green Safe, that means your DVIR has been sent up for record and you're ready to move on. Now in this case, I also have a trailer and I'm required to inspect the trailer as well. So I have to create a DVIR, and this time I'm going to choose trailer. And the trailer information will be pulled in on that trailer. Again, we're doing a pre-trip inspection. We can take photos if we need to. And then we're going to start our checklist for our trailer, and the trailer checklist contains 13 items. So I'm going to go through and check off the items, saying that I've inspected them. In the event that you find that you have a defect, let's say for example there's a broken reflector, instead of hitting the green check mark, we will touch the X, which will turn red, and that will signify a defect. We have the option again to take a picture of the defect, and then we need to make a comment. So I'm going to type in broken reflector. And I'm going to hit done. So now I've recorded that defect, and I'm going to continue on my checklist. So the rest of the items are going to be good, so we're just going to work our way down. And you'll notice if an area is good, it automatically collapses it. But because we put a defect in, this category stays expanded so that defect is in front of us and we can make sure it's there. Finally, I'm going to mark the last item as good, and I'm going to hit done. This brings us back to the DVIR screen. We've already selected pre-trip. You can see that we did our inspection because it says 13 of 13, and it's noting the defect that we said that we stated, which was a broken reflector. So now lastly, we would just say the safety status. I'm going to say it's safe to drive. I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to certify and submit it. This will upload that DVIR saying that it's safe to drive, but it also recorded that defect. Behind the scenes, this will automatically notify our maintenance personnel to potentially start getting necessary parts and schedule that unit in, whether it's a tractor or a trailer, in for service automatically. Now, let's say that you need to close out a defect. So we're going to do one more DVIR for a trailer, and this time we're going to be doing our post-trip, like our day has ended. And let's say going down the road that we went ahead and repaired that reflector. So I'm coming in, I'm saying a post-trip, and you'll notice that previous defects is listed here. So I've resolved that broken reflector myself. So I'm going to go ahead and touch on that, and that will resolve the defect, saying that the defect has been repaired. You don't necessarily have to do the work yourself, but if you note that whatever previous defect has been resolved, then you want to make that note in here to close them out on this unit. So then I'm going to go through my inspection again, checking my boxes. Okay, that is done. I'm going to hit done and move on. And lastly, I'm going to say safe to drive, next, and I'm going to certify and submit it. And that will clear the defect and in my end of day DVIR. Once I'm complete with my DVIRs, I would use the blue arrow in the left top corner to go back to the main menu. And if that was your end of day DVIR, then you would either go into your sleeper berth, or if you've ended your shift and you're going home, you would hit the sign out button and choose sign out. That will take you into off-duty status. If you have any questions regarding the DVIR process, please reach out to your account manager for further assistance. And as always, we really appreciate all that you do for us as drivers, and we hope that you have a safe and wonderful time out there on the road.